Bam. There we go. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another great spotlight session. Today we have one of our very own top producing agents, Mr. Neil Dalal of the Dalal Team, who's going to go over some great topics for us today that we may not be too familiar with about multifamilies and working with investors. And this is going to be one of those, another great spotlight sessions coming from one of our top agents. So I appreciate it. Neil, I'll let you take it away.
Yeah, so multifamily homes are something which are near and dear to me, right? Luckily, you read about it in books about investing in properties and getting to financial freedom. I started investing in my financial property when I was 27 years old, right? I bought my first investment property when I was 27 years old. And from then onwards, I have 35 properties of my own, or 35 doors, as you would call it. Doors are each individual apartment that you have. So 35 apartments of my own, which I rent out between me and my dad. And that includes around 13 buildings, right? So each building had 2 units or 3 units or something like that, but it's a total of 35 doors, right? So you call a door apartment, individual apartment, a building which had 2 or 3 building apartments in it, right? So how you become rich or how do you get to financial freedom? It basically is having as many as doors as possible. And from that, you just generate a passive income. Using that, I was able to retire at 40 and do what I love right now, right? What I do for real estate is my passion. I love doing it. Over the last 3 years since joining real estate, I've sold over 100 houses. And out of those 100 houses, 60 of them have been multifamily homes, right? So I have a niche in this place, right? I sell multifamily homes in middle income areas where there's a lot of multifamily homes, right? When you have multifamily homes in New Brunswick or Mansfield or Raritan or Somerville or Washington, Hamilton, Bloomsbury, Clinton, right? You name it, there's just a lot of multifamily homes in that area, right? So I look for a good demographic of people that want to rent out properties, and I rent it out over there. And at the end of the day, I've been very successful doing it, right? So I have a purpose in life, right? I want to share my screen, and I just want to do a little bit of presentation here, right? And it's not going to be a long presentation, so it's going to be interactive and stuff. But at the end of the day, let me know if you can see my screen, everyone.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, perfect. Okay. Well, how do I make a slideshow view? Why? I'm just trying to make this a whole. You want to know how to make this a whole? Okay, so let's see. I think everyone can see my screen here, right?
Yes.
So, I don't want this. Oh, shit. View.
Neil, go to slideshow on the tab that you have
Yeah,
on the
I am.
slideshow and start from the current slide and
Oh,
hit
yeah.
the current slide. Yes.
Slideshow.
And hit the current slide that yes, this one.
Yep. So I don't know why it's not coming.
Oh no, the third one. I think I'm watching on my phone. Whichever says current slide.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah, so yeah, it should pop up as a whole screen.
Hmm.
No.
No, go on the top bar
Yeah,
slide
I'm on slideshow.
and from current slide. So it should
Try
go.
from beginning. Try from beginning.
Yeah, or anything should
Let
work.
me try to get out and do it again.
Yes.
Share screen. Share. Oh, sorry about that. I didn't want to share that. Sorry. So, okay. So basically, yeah. So the
And now go to the slideshow and now from the beginning,
Yep.
hit that. Yes, here you go. No.
Okay. Oh, okay. I don't know how to make this whole. Sorry, guys.
That's okay.
It's okay. We can still see it.
High presentation. Oh, you could see the whole thing, right? Yeah. Okay, got it.
Yeah,
There we
here
go.
you go. Here you go.
So basically, at the end of the day, right, I was able to get financial freedom by the age of 40 through buying these houses, right? So my purpose in life is to help people get to financial freedom through this, right? So, and you know what? When I came here 3 years ago, I only joined this I joined to become a realtor just to help myself buy property, right? Because I was buying so many investment properties and houses and stuff. I'm like, you know what? Let me become a realtor just to buy property for myself, right? And then my first neighbor came and said, hey, Neil, why don't you help me buy a multifamily home? And then, you know what? I'm like, this is a really good thing that I can help people out doing. So I basically have a purpose in life right now to get people to financial freedom, right? And the way to financial freedom, and the only way I know to financial freedom is through real estate and to buy these multifamily homes, right? So it's been very, very helpful in this. So that's what I'm doing, right? So basically, what I say, don't run after money, run after your purpose. People that it's like people think that you should teach your kids at the end of the day, you should teach your kids about making money and education and stuff. If you teach your kids how to provide value to people, the money will come after it. So how can you provide value to people? That is the most important thing. And it has to, whether it's in real estate, whether it's a job, whether in whatever you do in life, if you could provide value to people, that's very, very helpful. Right? And like at the end of the day, I created my own passionation real estate through selling multifamily homes. What I do for multifamily homes is I show people the property, I run the financial analysis from them. I show them how to manage the property. I do the leases from them. I find a renter from them. I renovate the property. So that's my niche. I used to do it for myself. I do it for my clients now. And like I said, I've been able to sell over 60 properties over the last 3 years, multifamily homes. And the good news is no one buys one multifamily home from you, right? If they buy one, they want to buy a second one. If they buy a second one, they want to buy a third one. If they buy a third one, they want to buy a fourth one. So at the end of the day, whether the market goes up or down, my business is always going. If you see on Keller Williams Cornerstone, whether you see on my Instagram page, I'm always selling multifamily homes, right? So I've sold already 10 properties this year itself, and I have 4 more under contract. So 14 property in the first 6 months, right? So overall, my success, my bread and butter had been because of the multifamily homes. Okay? Right? So basically what I do with that is basically I provide financial and data analytics. It's a one-stop place for all our clients, right? We provide tax advice from being a CPA to people, right? And what I've done for the multifamily homes is, right, I created a network of people, right? I have my own legal team that my clients use. I have my own title company that I have my mortgage broker that I use, right? We have our own accountant, tax advisor, cleaning people, photographers, right? Plumbers, right? Whatever you need, I have this in my team, a little group of people that my clients use. So it's very, very important, whether it's in residential or multifamily home, to have your own inner circle of network of people. I think there's a question. No. Okay. Let me know if you have any questions. Right? So basically, right? So I don't know what it is. Sorry. I should be better in this, running this, right? So basically, why real estate, right? Why real estate and why investing, right? So I love playing Monopoly when I was a kid, right? At the end of the day, if you kept playing Monopoly and you bought no houses or no property and didn't build houses, guess what? You were gonna lose the game. Life is just like Monopoly, right? What most people do in their life, or most of your clients do, right? They basically work, pay for their mortgage, work, pay for their mortgage, and at the end of the day, they try to retire and they're done with their life and they collect a social security or done like that. But at the end of the day, you want to invest in real estate, you want to build assets, you want to build you want to increase your net worth, right? So it's really, really important to take this lesson out of Monopoly. And this is one of my best saying, that if you just collected $200 pass and go every time, it's like that's like life. Every year, like a one go thing, right? And you don't invest in property, you don't invest in anything. It's so important to keep investing in yourself, investing in real estate, whether it's learning, whether it's in real estate, whether in the stock market, whatever it is. Everyone needs to invest. Because at the end of the day, you could see the inflation right now at 4 or 5%, right? At the end of the day. So if you're not investing, you're losing money right now every single day. Okay. The other question people ask me is why not invest in the stock market versus real estate, right? At the end of the day, real estate, there's something called depreciation, right? At the end of the day, when you buy a real estate property, right? And let's say you buy a real estate property, I'll show you the analysis on this at some time, right? Basically, there's a tax benefit in buying real estate, right? I'll talk to you about more about that, right? At the end of the day, there's effective inflation head, right? There's a higher rate of return in the long run in real estate, right? It's a tangible asset, right? In the stock market, you don't control it. Real estate, you have a control over it, right? And you're able to leverage your money, right? So these are the advantages of real estate versus the stock market. It's not as high as liquid as stock market, and there's not that much work to do, but the stock market, but the stock is a much, much riskier investment than real estate. And I can guarantee anyone over a 10-year period, the people that invest in real estate will make more money than the stock market, right? Since 2014, I haven't put a single penny in the stock market. And you know what? I sleep really, really well at night right now, right? If anyone had any question versus real estate or versus stock market, let me know, right? And what I'm going to show people today is, right? These are the last two properties that I just went under contract. Maybe some people saw me go under contract yesterday on 76 Carlisle Avenue and then under contract on 405 Maple Avenue, right? What I'm going to show you is how you do the financial analysis on this, right? So let me open up Excel, right? So it's a very simple financial analysis I do for all my clients, right? So what is the cost of the property? Was $475,000, right? I usually take a 2% closing cost around $9,500, right? I went and saw the property and I said, you know what? The property needs to be painted. The property needs some recessed lights and stuff like that. So different things have to be done, right? It's 75% down payment on the mortgage, around $356,000, because usually in investment property, they require you to put 25% down, right? And then what I think the rents we're going to get it. Rent on apartment 1 is going to be around $2,650. Rent on apartment 2 is going to be around $1,650, and the rent on the garage is going to be around $200. So I expect to get around monthly rent of around $4,500, annual rent of around $54,000, right? What do I assume? The insurance is going to be around $1,500 on the property. Taxes are going to be $8,400. There's going to be inspection costs. There's going to be sewer and water costs. The mortgage at 7.25% is going to be around $29,000, and there's going to be maintenance and other. So a net cash flow of $12,828, right? The good news is the amount of tax you have to pay on this. So if you do 475 divided by 27, right? That's 70,500. So basically, your net effective income on your income statement is going to be a negative of $4,000, which you could write off if you make less than $150,000, which can go against your ordinary income, right? So the best thing is you're not paying a single penny. You're making this money $12,800 tax free, right? And the return on your investment for the $131,000 investment is around 9.7%. And I trust me when I tell you, rents are only going to go up. The interest rates are only going to go down. So this ROI is going to be nothing but just keep going up in the future.
Hey, Neil.
Yep.
Neil. Hey, Joe Kozo. Quick question.
Yep.
Are you finding any lenders requiring 20% down as opposed to 25% down?
No, I'm not.
No.
I can't find anyone that's ready to do 20% down on investment properties.
Okay, thanks.
Right? And then if I usually overpay for my investment properties, right? I paid around $525 for this property because you want to outbid everyone, and you still make a positive cash flow at around $10,000 a year, right? And that's 6.7%. When the interest rates go down, you can refinance. When the rents go up and stuff like that, that's going to be easily 10 to 11%. But this spreadsheet is very, very important that I take to show to all my clients, right? When I buy properties and stuff like that, right? It's a very, very simple spreadsheet, but most people don't understand this spreadsheet, and it is very, very important to show to your client this. And this is the way I've been able to sell these properties, right? And this is basically the property I just sold last week. I'm just waiting for any questions if anyone has or anything.
So what is your minimum ROI you're willing to do for a property?
Probably 6 to 7% in this market right now.
On average, before this crazy market, what was it before?
10 to 12%.
Oh, wow.
And if people, like most of the property that I bought at 10, 12% 3 years ago or 4 years ago, right now I'm making 17 to 18% on it because the rents have gone up significantly and everything. And multi-family home investment is 10 times better than any townhome investment, any condo investment, anything with an HOA, any single family home. And I can guarantee that to everyone because you know what? At the end of the day, even one tenant leaves, the second tenant pays for your mortgage or something like that. It's the least riskiest investment that I've seen. I've been doing this for 15 years or 2007, so almost 18 years I've been doing this. And I've never had a problem in New Jersey finding a tenant. I've never had a problem someone not paying me, right? Yes, some people pay me on the 10th of the month, some pay me on the 15th of the month and stuff like that. But overall, I'm always able to collect the rent. And the more property you buy over a longer period of time, it just averages out.
Neil, have you seen
But
any four, 6, or 8 family units that you've considered purchasing?
I have, but the returns on them have been much lower than this.
Why is
2
that?
unit or 3 units. It's just there's a lot more people that want to purchase the 4 and 8 unit. The other problem, you have to get a commercial mortgage if you do 4 units, and then you have to do environmental testing and everything else and stuff like that, and it just gets more complicated. So my niche is in 2 or 3 unit properties. I don't do 4 unit, 5 unit, 10 unit, 20 unit, 30 unit. I always had a dream to build a 60 unit property or 50 unit property on my own. But I kept running the financials, and there's no way if 1 or 2 things went wrong that you would make money on in New Jersey. And I don't invest outside of New Jersey at all.
So in your spreadsheet, you don't include, for example, maintenance cost?
I do. It's $1,000 a year.
That's it?
Yeah, it's not going to be more than that, right?
I'm talking about systems like HVAC breaking down, hot water heater, plumbing, those kind of.
So at the end of the day, listen, at the end of the day, what's going to happen is if that breaks down, it's going to cost you, you're going to make less money that year, maybe $1,500. But it's not going to break down. Your furnace is going to go down once every 15 years. Your hot water heater. Usually what you're going to do in these properties, you're going to repair them, right? You spend $200 to send someone to replace the coil. You send to someone to replace the hot water heater. You don't go in and replace them all the time. And then some property, if it's an older property, I'll put $2,000 or $2,500. And remember, I'm already putting a $10,000 upfront repair cost. So that's already being included, that any big thing that have to be taken care of, like the furnace or the hot water heater or anything like that.
Got it. Thank you.
But that's a really good question.
So Neil, I just went out for something. So you just keep these properties as for yourself as an investment. You don't just flip them and resell them.
No, I know. So my clients, I've sold 60 properties to my clients, to buildings basically, so 120 apartments basically, right? So I've sold 60 properties to my clients still.
Okay, so when you're saying that you have sold 100 properties, 60 of them are for your client base, not for your own.
No, I've only bought like 2 or 3 on my own for myself.
Okay.
So every time I see a property, and the only reason I bought those 3, 4 is because my client backed out at the last moment. I tell my client all the time, right? I give a guarantee. Anytime you want to sell your property to me, I will buy it at the price that I sold it to you for.
Awesome. Okay.
Right? That's the guarantee I give my clients, right? No one. People make so much. I've sold 60 of them. Not a single one of them have been in a negative cash flow yet.
So I'm just curious. Sometimes you don't feel tempted that, hey, I should buy this property. It's a very good deal. I should keep it and I should have it for myself.
So Pinky, I already have 35 properties of my own, right? So I buy at least 4 to 6 property every year on my own. So 2 buildings on my own every year, right?
Okay.
This year I'm opening up a laundromat. That's where I'm putting my money in. But any of my real estate income I make, I invest it back into properties or a different business. I never take that money home.
Okay, awesome. Good.
Hey, Neil, how are you finding these 2 and 3 family homes?
Realtor searches, MLS searches.
So you're saying they're listed by other agents?
Listed by other. I don't do any of my own listings.
Okay.
But It's a niche that I've developed. I help people. I tell people I tell all my clients for the 4th year, I'll help you manage the property for free.
That was
So
my
the good news about these properties, Joe, is most of my clientele are pretty wealthy clients. Once they know how to buy one, they keep buying the second one and the third one and the fourth one. So I got it, and they keep telling me, at any time, I have at least 10 to 12 investors lined up.
So if I'm looking at this one on Carlisle, 475 is the list price. And
Yes.
in this market with multiple bids, especially with a lot of investors out there, are you finding that your buyer clients are now overpaying or basically in those bidding war
Every single,
situations?
I paid $525 for this, right? Please don't disclose that
Okay.
information, but I paid $525 for this property.
So that really changed the numbers on that.
Yeah,
Excel
so
spreadsheet.
7% return. That's why I showed you both, right? I show my client both the 6, right? It's 6.7%.
All right. So
But
it's a matter
what
of
you
the
people don't realize, the rents I put are usually low. The rents are going to be around $2,900. A 4-bedroom house and a 2-bedroom. So I'm probably going to get $2,800 to $3,000 on this.
So it's a matter of really finding a property where I mean, your buyers today are, of course they're getting outbid left and right. So they get frustrated on 475, 525. They're, are you struggling with that at all with your buyer investors?
No, not at all. It's on a
So
numbers game for me, never. And
so
Joe, I believe I'm the only agent that even in this market, 80 to 85% of my offer get accepted.
okay. That's important to know. That's important
80
for
to
everybody to know.
85%, because I always tell a client that, hey, if you bid 475 for this property, you're not going to get it. I'll go to some other investor and say, hey, bid 525 for them.
Okay.
And how I to choose my investors and who should I show the property to, I don't show these property people. People come, I set them up on automated listing for CJMLS, GSMLS, and I show them how to do it. And then whoever screams the loudest and say, hey, Neil, what about this property? I'm saying, okay, this is a good property. Let's go see it.
How much time do you spend in understanding the tenants that are in a 3-family? I mean, they could be underpaying in rent and yet they have a balance of 10, 12 months left on their lease. How do you spend time on looking at that?
So the good news about it is they have to disclose that information. The realtors have to
Correct.
disclose that information. And
Right.
I'll know that in a heartbeat when I talk to realtors.
So, I mean, you play that into the picture of, let's say a tenant's paying 1,000 where, could get 1,500, but that tenant's got another 10 months in that.
So then I do the analysis based on 1,000. I don't do the analysis based on 1,500.
Okay. Good.
Right?
You.
So I love vacant property. I don't like getting into property with tenants already, unless they're really good tenants or something like that. The good news about me is when I've dealt with 200 tenants in my life, I could walk into a property and within 5 minutes, I'll know that if this tenant is paying on time or not paying on time or something like that. It's just, I was collecting rent with my dad when I was 10 years old. I'm 43 today. For 33 years, I just have the experience of knowing the difference between good tenants, how to handle tenants, what to do, what not to do, how much to push them, not to push them, how to kill them with kindness, not kill them. I've seen everything possibly that could go wrong, from drug dealings happening in my apartments to someone complaining 3 weeks ago about the neighbor inviting dogs to have sex with each other or something like that. And I've seen every single thing that's possible to mankind with tenants.
Neil, what's the
phases
problem?
Me.
What's the problem with drug deals happening? I'm missing something here. Okay.
So like I've seen, and the funny thing is,
Joe,
now
you got to be stopped.
It's
Joe
extra
wants the
income.
stories.
like
It's
I could
extra
walk
income,
into a
isn't it?
neighborhood and I could tell about a neighborhood within 5 minutes too. It comes with experience, guys, right? I've done this for many years, and it just comes with experience.
So Neil, that was my question. How much do you manage the properties day to day, or do you have a property management?
I have my own property management company. So the Dalal real estate team had a property management company that I have 2 people that I have my own worker that work for me full time, right? Enrique and Willow. And then I have Osmar who works for me full time, who runs around for my clients and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
Who's on salary people. And then they're my 2 workers, I give them 300 days guaranteed. So they just go from property to property, fixing stuff up. Then I got my own electrician, I got my own HVAC guy, I got everything on the team. So when you have managed 150 property, it's easy to have these people.
Right. Okay. And you said you do not invest outside of New Jersey?
I don't invest outside because listen, I like seeing the property near me, right? I don't want to invest outside of, I don't do it. Anyone else can do it. I don't even get a license for anywhere else. I tell people, no, if you want to buy a property in Pennsylvania, go to some other realtor.
Okay.
I like people being near their properties too, right? So I don't have to run around or do stuff like that. And I
And
teach my clients how to manage the property because I don't want to be managing their property all the time, right? Once they learn, and in the third property, they're experts on their own. But no one had the confidence of buying a property without me right now. And that's where my niche is, right? That's why I never worry about a client trying to get a real estate license and buying a property on their own or something like that, because at the end of the day, they use my experience.
you say you don't charge clients for managing their properties?
For the first year, I don't.
Oh, for the first year. How much do you charge normally after the first year?
10% of the rent.
Okay.
So I probably manage, I have property management contract of around 10 different properties right now where I collect around $4,000 a month in just property management fees a month right now. It's just a passive income for me, right?
So Neil, if you put that management fee in your Excel, the returns will go down, right?
100%. But the thing is not that difficult for someone to manage, right? If a
Yeah.
tenant calls you up, at the end of the day, if you want to make an 8 to 10% return, you got to do some work or go into a bank and get a 1% return, right? At the end of the day. And remember, you're building assets, you're building equity on this property. The property value is going up. The rents are going to go up. You could pass this on because depreciation, you're not paying tax on. So the real effective return, if you consider equity and appreciation and rents going up and your interest rate is going down and stuff, around 20 to 22%. If you want to make a 20 to 22% return over 10 years or 15 years, guess what? You got to put some effort into it, right? If a tenant calls you up, now I will have a client say, hey, Neil, I need a plumber for this property. I'll send a plumber there, right? But I'm not going to take phone calls for their tenants. But at the end of the day, I want to help them manage the property for the first year so they get comfortable with it, because then they'll buy a second property through me and a third property through me and a fourth property through me.
Hey, Neil, do you have each one of these properties under their own LLC? Do you have a holdings company?
All sole proprietor. No one is going to give you a loan under LLC.
Interesting.
But I personally have the 35 property, but I have a $10 million umbrella insured property.
But from an ownership standpoint, I mean, how are you managing the taxes on, are you doing separate taxes on each one of these
I do
properties?
separate taxes on each individual property.
So have you ever thought about having a holdings company doing all taxes under one umbrella?
No, I have, but you won't get an investment loan. So basically what I have right now is, right, I have my own corporation. In my corporation, right, I have all my real estate income goes to my corporation at a management fee. Then I have my renovation company under my corporation. Then I have my property management company under my corporation. Then I have my interior design company under my corporation. And then what I do is all the expenses go under my corporation, but my individual properties are all on their own. So I do 10 returns for them, and I can show some on a spreadsheet, right?
So it'd be interesting to see what your bubble chart looks like in reference to, is it under S Corps? Is that what you have them?
Yeah, I have an S corp.
Okay. So it'd be
But all
interesting to see
my
what that
properties are under individual.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see that bubble chart, what that looks like.
Something like this. I put a rental property, a rental income taxes. This is for tax purposes in total, like that. So it's not that difficult to manage.
And
But like
did
I
you,
said, my purpose in life is to get people to financial freedom, right? So if I don't work a day in my life, right, at the end of the day, I still can basically live my lifestyle. And the only reason I believe I've been successful is because I had a special niche in multifamily homes.
Oh, that's important. You're not all over the map. You're focusing on one area.
And
And then
only I only focus on 2-unit and 3-unit. I don't know how to do anything else.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, we know that about you, Neil, so don't worry about it.
No, and then you know what other my expertise is in listing properties, right? Anytime I take up a listing, I've done around 25 listings that I consider myself an expert is. Every single listing I do, I renovate that listing, I take that listing, I stage that listing, and then sell that listing. I will not sell a listing for a client just like as it is. I won't take that client on. I have to renovate it and stage it my own way before I sell it.
You mean you pay out of pocket on your client's behalf, or?
So yes, what I do is if there's a property right now in South Brunswick, right? Like I just listed yesterday, 76 Willow Road, right? '76 Monica, I think. I'm not good with. Yeah, so this property I just listed, right? So if you see this property, everything you see in this property was a piece of shithole, right? Why can't I move it? So everything, every paint color, all the furniture in this property, all the painting, all the rugs, every single thing in this property is mine. So we renovated this property, putting the molding around the fireplace, changing the flooring, painting the whole house, putting new chandelier, putting new recessed lights in, creating this closet, creating this puja room here, right? All this, creating a bedroom downstairs. We did all this work, and I do it for my clients at cost. I pay upfront for that, and they pay me this cost back at closing. If you so painting these cabinets, right? Putting this stuff there and stuff, right? So all this stuff I did together, right?
How much would you spend on this?
So I spent $40,000 renovating this property. They'll probably get $300,000 more. And I just charge them my commission. I don't charge them a single penny for that's my cost of renovating the property. All the furniture that you see is my furniture that I have in the storage.
So was this property vacant?
No, the people were living there. We renovated it.
So when you
So
said all the
what we did
furniture
with the
needs,
kitchen, right? I put a picture on Instagram on this. Well, we changed the kitchen flooring. We put new countertop. We painted them. We put molding on the top for the cabinet. We put new backsplash. We put new chandeliers and everything. And for $5,000, this kitchen looks like a $50,000 upgrade.
got it.
So any property we sell, we renovate it, stage it, and then sell it. But I will not sell a litter. Even this garage, you see this garage, we painted the floor, we painted the entire garage. This garage used to look like a shithole before, but painting it, changing the siding on the garage in the front, we've done all that work on it, right? We power wash the patio, we power wash the roof, we do all this work. It takes me around 20 to 25 days, but it makes the listing so much easier to sell.
Well, you know what? Can I just comment, Neil?
Yeah.
First of all, from a personal perspective, Neil helped me with my house, and the quality of the work that he does in the workmanship, you know, like he had like his team, they did a lot of electrical work, they did a lot of painting, they did a lot of I mean, just small things that really made a big difference. And then also ideas, like in staging, he had a professional stager come in, and so he did an outstanding job. And I think from a client perspective, like me being the client, I thought that having a one stop where everybody's taking care of everything, I mean, that's real value, right? That's real value. When you say to a consumer or a client or a prospect, hey, listen, come do a listing with me, you know, to be able to say that these are the services that I can offer you, I think are just extremely attractive. And There's no conflict of interest. There's nothing illegal. You're certainly allowed to do all the things that Neil is doing, right? The only one thing that I will mention, and Neil, I know he has all the proper structures. As you can see, he's got all these different structures for each company. So if one that makes a mistake, then the other company is not affected, right? If there's like, there's a lawsuit, then the other company, that's why he's got LLCs for each one of his properties. But anyway, I'm getting on the side here. But my point, very important, is if you're going to do anything like this, you should, if you're interested in anything like this, be sure to do a one-on-one meeting with Neil, and so that you understand, get a more detailed view, and always get general liability insurance, because the E&O coverage that we have in our office will not cover you if you say to a client that, okay, I'm going to be doing renovation for you. Obviously, whether you're making profit on that or that's part of your value for doing the listing, I'm sure Neil is not doing it for free, but you need to have general liability insurance, and it's not expensive. It's only $300 to $400. There's a company called Hiscox.
I got general liability insurance now.
Yeah, HISCOX. So it's a great insurance company. That's where we have all our insurances from. So this is awesome, Neil, and thanks. I just wanted to mention that, and I'll go on mute again. Thanks.
No, and you know what? Especially in this market, you need to do something to provide value to your clients, right? I'm not good at marketing, so how can I provide value to my clients? Through financial analysis I do, it's through that. And I also do something else for my clients, right? This is something I really admire, right? That I do for all my clients. I'm a finance guy. I don't do anything. I'm not a marketing guy. I don't know how to do, I'm trying to get social media help, and I'm trying to do nice brochures and stuff, but I don't do that. What I do and what I put at a house is, if any one of you had come to any of my listings or something, right? This is what I put together, right? And I'll do the same thing for 76 Monica Way and stuff there. If you take any full cost, let me show you this. And I think I showed this last time. Just this is something I like doing for. So what I do is, what is basically the price of the house? I put this there, $979, $999, different price points for the house, and what will be your mortgage payment for each payment? And then basically say, hey, this is going to be your monthly payment. What are all the other fees? So what is your total homeownership? What are the tax savings you'll get back on interest? And then what is your effective cost? So when people say, oh, I had to put $50,000 more, but it's only going to cost me $200 more a month, they're ready to put that $50,000 more, right? And by doing this spreadsheet, I'm always able to get the highest amount of money that I put on the spreadsheet or over that.
Do you think you could share this with us?
Yeah, 100%. Just reach out to me and I'll share anything. Like, I'm an open book, guys, right? If anyone needs any help anyway, I'm more than happy to share any information I have or what I do to be successful. There's nothing that I don't share. I'm 100% open book. Anyone needs any help in any way possible, I want you all to be successful, right? My success has been there because of people like Nina Sapat or Raj or anyone that has helped me out throughout my life, right? So I want to help people out, and anything anyone needs, you can reach out to me. And listen, at the end of the day, if you could use this for your clients, use this for your clients, right? At the end of the day. And if you don't understand something, come to me and I will always be available, right? If I don't answer my phone once, call me again. And the thing is, for me, people need to follow. People need to be desperate. You need to be hustling every day. And even today, I wake up at 4:30 in the morning and I had so many things going on. I would make a list of 30 things that I have to do for the day, right? You can't stop hustling, right? Even if you're successful or not successful, you cannot stop hustling. You have to get up and do stuff for your clients nonstop. Whether it's emptying garbage from their garage, right? Whether it's cleaning their refrigerator, right? Whether it's getting them contact solution at a closing, right? Whether it's being their personal shopper, you have to be there for your clients, right? Whether it's renovating a house or anything. There's no task beneath you, basically. For me, there's no task beneath me. But listen, I had a showing in Westfield the other day. The clients like me so much because they came with their 2 kids, which are 4 and 7 years old. And while they were showing the house to their architect, I was babysitting their 2 kids, which are 4 and 7, and playing pool with them in the basement, right? So there's nothing you shouldn't be able to do. And those small connections that you make with their kids and everything else really, really play a big role.
That is so true, Neil.
Right? And I see Pinky doing that. And I see, and just those small connections that you make with the people, there's nothing you should not be able to do for your client. Anything your client that, hey, I don't know, talk to your lawyer. No, you go talk to the lawyer for them. You go talk to the mortgage company for them. Don't give them a spin for their money. Right? What happened when we go to call the bank? Oh, press 1, press 4, then go to number 1. I can't help you. Let me send you somewhere else. You know how annoying that is for people? Don't be one of those realtors that you can't get answer for your clients.
Yeah. I think this is very great information and very, I think you're speaking from your heart, Neil, and I can truly relate. But this is the only, that's the where line draws from the average agent to the successful agent, Neil. And I can truly see what separates you from other people. It's really incredible that whatever you are providing to other clients and to an inspiration for all of us. Great job, Neil. This was really good, very good
It's really
presentation.
good.
I agree, Pinky. It's very innovative. It's very creative.
Something very different.
It's there. Nobody. I don't know of any agents. I've been doing this for 20 years. I don't know of any agents that are doing it. And you know, it's about like it all comes down to the same thing, right? It's about, you know, maximizing your revenue per client, and most importantly, like Neil keeps on saying this over, he keeps on referring to it over and over again. It's really about, like he was just saying that, you know, he does everything for them, right? It's about giving the client a reason to refer you more business and them having a positive experience. I have a question for you, Neil. You know, I think that in all of the things that you mentioned, one of the biggest challenges is if you're going to be offering staging and renovation type of services, how do you go about building a team? Because you that, I think, to me is in executing the things that you spoke about. How did you go about building your team?
You know what? And people realize that how difficult it is to build a team, to find the correct lawyer, to find the correct title company, to find the correct contractor, to find the correct electrician, to find the correct landscaper, to find the correct mortgage broker. It is a lot about loyalty and being very, very patient. Because there'll be time that I literally want to kill my contractors. There'll be time that I want to kill my contractor, right? In this house, right? I tell them to put stainless steel. The faucet in one of the bathrooms were chrome. The faucet in the other bathroom was stainless steel. I go and buy them the handle for both bathrooms separately. And then they put chrome on the stainless steel one and the stainless steel on the chrome one. Right? Stuff like that happened, but I got upset. And then I apologized to them. Hey, I'm sorry for getting mad at you. And I'm really sorry. I apologize for that. But keeping that patience that when everyone is going to make mistakes, and how do you deal with that mistakes and how do you recover from those mistakes, right? And listen, it's not easy dealing with people, right? At the end of the day, it's not easy dealing with people, right? And that is the most difficult thing I find, even with team members or whether it's people, but be loyal, right? Once you have someone, be as loyal as possible, keep them happy, satisfy them, keep giving them more every month, see them there as successful as you are, basically, right? At the end of the day, if you're going to make more money every month, you better see that every single person in that food chain is making more money too. And it's not an easy thing to do. So you trust me when I say that. And at the end
Thanks,
of the
Neil.
day, yeah,
Thank you.
right? Exactly. It's not that easy.
You mentioned, Neil, about the financing that LLCs, it's not easy to get the financing. So do
Yeah, it's
you,
not easy. Let's think about it. Why would a bank wanna, if your LLC had never made money in the past, why
Mhm.
would a bank wanna give a mortgage on that LLC?
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Most of my people are getting mortgages based on their income that they have from their regular jobs.
Okay.
Right? They're
Mhm.
not getting based on the, why would what, once you have 3, 4, 5 property, then the rental income can offset that. But when you're trying to buy your first property, you can't buy it on an LLC. No mortgage, no company going to give you a loan on the LLC unless you have a corporation, which is an investment corporation or something like that. And I don't deal with those kind of people. I deal with individual clients.
Okay. So the individual clients are usually doing the financing from
Yeah,
their
based
own.
on their regular work income. Yeah, salaried
Okay.
income.
Okay. Okay.
So the goal here is to see that they're not dependent on their job 5 years after working with me or 10 years working for me. They have established one completely different income.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. But anyone that need anything, feel free to reach out to me. I'll never forget how Joe helped me out when I started here, right? And I'm so happy Joe is back, but he's helped me out tremendously when I started here.
Hey, Neil, you did the work, buddy. You did the work.
Yeah, but you know what? You need people to guide you in the beginning. You do need people to guide you in the beginning. So when you're a new agent that don't take the help of me or Bunsolds or Joe or Nina, somebody, come and take our help. We want to help you guys.
I
And
can
if we
I
don't
can
reach out
raise
to you
my
once,
hands
we're busy
too.
people, reach out to us the second time. No one is too busy to help others out. You won't believe 50% of my day goes in helping people out. That's all I do is help different people, whether it's clients, whether it's other realtors, whether it's anyone it is. 50% of the day, I'm either going to the airport to pick someone up, and I'm going to the hospital to drop off food for someone. I'm either helping someone out. This morning at 7 a.m., I was on those to getting my client, that not even my client yet, getting them 2 toilets to put in their house, right? Help people out, do the small thing, because that's what they'll remember.
I really think that's what, you know, and that's the reason why you're a top agent, Neil, is that it's a repeating characteristic traits of all the top agents in our office, the willing to go above and beyond. And I I really appreciate you sharing your expertise and your business model with us, and those that are, this is really gold, and I really hope everybody here can see that and appreciate you for, sharing your industry secret.
You have to go out of your way for your client. Don't think that you sell $1 million house and you could just collect a check for $30,000 without doing anything, right? That realtors get a bad name, and when you go and show the property 2 times and you collect a $30,000 check, you can't. You better put 50 hours in if you want to collect a $30,000 check. Right? People are paying you, and that's where realtors get a bad name, that people don't want to, the buyer don't want to pay the commission and this and that. But if you provide value, I guarantee you people will pay commission. I
Yes.
charge 3% commission. I don't charge less than 3% commission on anything I do. And guess what? I have clients that are ready to pay day in and day out to me.
Yeah.
But you have to provide value. If you don't provide value and you do nothing, no one's gonna pay you the 3%, right? Like they showed on Instagram video the difference between a good realtor and an excellent realtor, right? Like I will get the best picture done. I will get the best videos taken. I will think of every single corner in their house, right? I will be moving stuff in the basement till the pictures are taken for 1 month. But you have to, if you want to make money, you better provide value to your client, because no one wants to pay you $30,000 without doing anything. And like I tell people, like I do the preparation. I'll prepare more than any other realtor in this New Jersey. I guarantee you that. But I can't guarantee the price on the house. That's not what people ask me, what do you think I'll get for the house? I'm like, I have no idea at all. What do you think the market's gonna do? I have no idea at all. How much is this renovation going to cost? $40,000. I have an idea, and I did the renovation for 38. Right? So what you have, don't bullshit, right? Like I tell people all the time, don't bullshit with your clients.
Neil,
Yeah.
just wanted to say totally inspired and, power to you.
No, and Nina, I like all of you have helped me out. You, Joe, bunch of like I couldn't be where I am without you guys, right? Like Nina taught me that the pie is very big. You always have to help other agents out. Like there's not a single time I have called Nina and she hadn't talked to me for an hour to help me out.
Yesterday, we almost had lunch together. No, it is all the hard work. And that sets you apart. Like you are so right. And everybody agrees on that you have to create that special niche in the market. Nobody can touch that. And you are the expert in that field. That comes through, nobody else can capture that market once you have it.
And the problem is, like, I'll tell you very frankly, I had a commercial person on my team. For 1 year, I tried to sell commercial property nonstop. I had a goal of selling $10 million commercial property in 2023. You know how much sales I did in 2023 on commercial property after working? 0. Guess what? That's not my niche. I took a step back and said, you know what? This is not working. I'm not going to be in commercial. But you need to know what you're good at and not good at.
Totally agree, Neil. Yeah,
It's
it was
very,
so
very important to
inspiring.
know your farming area, your clientele. Listen, I would love to get my clients connect to me because most of my clients are Indian. They know the language, they connect with me. And I wanted to come in saying, hey, I want the whole different demographics of clients. I don't want to be only a realtor that sells to Indian clients. You know what? Guess what? They're the only people that really connect to me. I'm sorry, but that's the truth, right? And I do have other clients that connect to me and stuff like that, but it's different. It's very, very difficult to get other clients.
So do you do anything to advertise yourself to get clients, or is it just all word of
Oh,
mouth?
I am. If you want to tell me what is my biggest drawback in life, that I'm terrible at advertising and marketing myself.
I think
what
advertising is not important if you provide enough value. It's a referral. I think what I figured out from his is a referral base, like, because if he's providing so much value, it's repeated clients that you get when you provide very good value, and then it's a referral that you get enough referrals from happy clients, and then you don't need any marketing, any advertising in that case.
And like I tell people all
You
the time,
agree,
I
Neil?
want to sell a house till the day I die, right? At the end of the day, I want to die on the deathbed selling a house, right? So to me, I'm in this business for the next 20, 30 years or however long I live. And you know what? At the end of the day, I've always told myself, I'm never going to go and hand out cards or I'm not going to do this. You know what? All I want to do is whatever my referral base, and thank God that because of my referral base or my network or my whatever you call it, sphere of influence or whatever, I've been able to get clients nonstop. There's never been a time that I haven't been able to get a client. And I know one thing too, that even for investment property, it's so easy because the clients are so pushy that they want to buy something. It's so easy for me to sell them anything. But I will never sell a client a property I wouldn't buy on my own. And I've gone and told people that, hey, they wanted to buy $1 million house based on their financial. I say, hey, you can't afford a house over 600,000. If you want to buy $1 million house, go to some other client. And I don't do dual agency either. Because for me, my reputation is everything. I don't want to ruin my reputation at all. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Lawrence, for giving me this opportunity. And thank
Yeah,
you, Raj.
absolutely. Neil definitely came through and crushed it for all of us guys. So I hope you all took a bunch of notes. I took a bunch of notes. I took a bunch of screenshots and all types of stuff from all the information that Neil just gave us. And Neil, I really, truly thank you for coming on and sharing all this with us today. This was an amazing spotlight.
And for me, right, Lawrence, I want other agents to come to me for help, right? At the end of the day, I mean it when I say that if you need help, come to me. We're here to help you guys out, right? Yeah. first, I don't know how to do trainings or anything, but if you need help one-on-one, you can shadow me, come with me, see how I talk to clients, right? Build a connection with people first, right? Create that trust. If the client doesn't have your trust, they're going to go to some other realtor tomorrow. None of my clients ever leave me. If I start showing one property client, I will see to it that I sell the product. Because the first meeting I have, I just have lunch or drinks with them for 2 hours and just talk to them about their family and their life and who I am as a person and who they are as a person. And if you build that trust with the person, they will stick with you.
This is true.
And Nina always taught me one thing: build that connection. Build that connection with the person. If you don't have that connection with the person, you're not going to be there. And then they're not going to, if you provide value, they're not going to even think about the commission that they're paying you or not paying you.
Yeah.
Did that make sense, guys?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you so much, Neil.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a great one. Thanks
Thanks,
again,
Neil.
Neil. This recording will be on our YouTube channel as well, so you guys can rewatch it.
Okay, thanks.